If you like generic zombies content and listening to some random twat claim he's a zombies fan while constantly complaining about the game, you should probably subscribe to me then, because it'll make my life. I have no friends. I love begging, it actually makes me feel happy inside. I don't really, I just want to kill myself now. The people whose first zombies game is Cold War, you're all probably shit at normal zombies. Bet they wouldn't even believe that the small room next to the spawn area on D Machine was actually the first ever zombie map of all time. It's actually still mental to me sometimes. I started playing zombies on Black Ops 1, not World at War, so imagine my surprise when playing Nat Tone for the first time and thinking, how the fuck was this a zombies map? Zombies has come so far with some massive innovations. This video is going to be the 5 best innovations of Call of Duty Zombies. Firstly, this is for Treyarch zombies only, and secondly, this is my fucking opinion. Number 5 is obviously the perks. The mode itself is a massive innovation for COD, and the perks were a massive addition to zombies. They were added on Rook for the first time, and then became part of every single zombies map and game to ever exist later on. You know why BO4 is so easy to hate on? It's because the perk system sucked dick. Cold War scrambled around with it a little bit, but overall it's still the same. But World at War to Black Ops 3, perks just stayed the same, becoming one of the most important features in zombies. Juggernaut was the only hope you had of even getting far, because without Jug, 2 hits and you're dead. Quick Fire is also essential on solo. It gives you 3 extra lives, so clearly you're going to need this. And they are the 2 perks that no matter what players will always prioritize, so long as you're on solo. No one really prioritizes Quick Revive when playing with people, especially after Black Ops 2, when a lot more selfish perks were added and became more important, because fuck teamwork and fuck randoms. They're all selfish cunts anyway. Then there was your classics like Speed Cola, Double Tap, Stamina Up, PhD, Electric Cherry, and Mule Kick, which I think gets way more hate than it actually needs. People act like getting Mule Kick is the same as getting AIDS from your dad in your sleep. Imagine that though. You wake up and then your dad just comes in your room and says, I gave you AIDS last night while you were sleeping. At that point, be glad you're gonna die. But yeah, you can't imagine zombies without perks. Every non-Treyarch COD zombies has them. They've become so important that it's literally one of the biggest reasons BO4 was the shittiest zombies. You could have a normal perk system in BO4 and it would have made the game a million times better. And okay, the BO4 perks were kind of innovative, but they hardly count as zombies perks. The non-classic ones in BO4 are disgusting to me, like depth perception. Why the fuck do I need wall hacks on zombies? How shit do you think we are? Number 4, the mini bosses. Imagine if zombies had no other enemies in the game. It was literally just you and zombies for a good 3 hours on every single map, every game. That would be so depressing. The mini bosses have made all the difference over the years. You either hate them because they're disgusting pedophiles that never should have been added into the game, or you love them because they actually give you more to help you survive the next round. We all know that feeling. You're on that Black Ops 1 Kino, and you got nothing in your thunder gun, and you just barely survive round 30, and I'm wondering how the fuck you're even going to last 2 minutes around 31, but then you just hear that sound, and everything is just so much better. The dogs were the first ever mini bosses introduced on Shino Numa, and the dogs have been known to be a good round. Every dog round you get a free max ammo, and they were weak as shit, so every dog round became a guaranteed free max ammo. Then 5 had the Pentagon Thief, and fuck me, he was just annoying. He wasn't a threat because he was there to kill you. He was a threat because the round he came on was either so stressful or so boring. He has way too much health. I'm always wondering where he is, and it's probably because he's running around on level 3 laughing like the bitch. Either that or he's shagging the pig in the labs, which is why I always knife that fat bastard, just to make sure that he can't be shagging the pig. In co-op, the only person who he targets is the only one that can see him, but he's a fucking tank. Yes, he won't attack you, but he'll sponge every bullet you have. Killing him gives you a max ammo and a fire sale, which is a good reward, I'll admit. And killing him before he even gets a chance to take your weapon gives you a bonfire sale instead. And 5 is the only map to ever have that drop, except for Classified, but that's a 5 remake anyway, and also not counting the elixir that let you spawn in the bonfire sales on Black Ops 4. That does not count. To be honest, his presence alone was scary as fuck. I just remember the first time he showed up, I screamed like a little bitch, and I don't even know what. Then you had the monkeys from Ascension. They were annoying little shits. The way they start shagging perk machines and just seem really hench. Also, the Nova Crawlers can be annoying as fuck, because they're just so small and hard to hit, and then they shit all over your screen. George Romero as a boss will always have a special place in hell to be shit on by the devil. But real life George, I hope, is in a happy place. And you got the bigger bastards like the Pandas and the Thrashers. Those were massive cunts. And a lot of different variations of dog rounds like the meatballs and just flies on Shadows, spiders on Zetsubo, and the drones on Gorokrovi, and literally every kind of enemy on Revelations. The BO4 Chaos Maps, by the way, had one shitty thing that ruined them, and those were the Catalyst zombies. I don't know much about them because I hate playing the Chaos Maps for many reasons, and they were fucking one of them. But those things were aids in so many ways, and whoever created them can go get fucked by Satan. Number 3, the gobblegums. From World at War to BO2 zombies was all about skill. There was never anything extra you could put on your loadout or something from the menu to help your game be a lot easier. It's just, that was either difficult or it was easy. Simple as that. Then BO3 came out, and when I first saw the gumball machine in the Shadows trailer, I just thought, what the fuck are those supposed to do? The gobblegums are like little perks that can either make the game a million times easier for you, or they're licensed contractor. The best part about them is you didn't have to use them. They were a little pay to win, yes, but I think most OG players don't like to use them. Plus, not all of them make too much of a difference anyway, but you could have all perks on round 1, or open the whole map on round 1, or have a 1.5 minute long fire sale on round 1, because why not? Perkabolic is used by almost everyone who does a casual run through of the Easter egg, and with the perks that are in the Black Ops 3 maps, it's very overpowered compared to using it on the Giant because there's less perks, so it ain't as useful. Some classics were disgusting as well, like add chemical antithesis, making it so that you got ammo for your wonder weapon so quick that it became literally impossible to keep up with it. Before Newton's cookbook was added, you had to own the DLCs to use the gobblegums that came out with them, but then they made it so that everyone can use them no matter what, which is nice for the casuals, I guess, even though it wouldn't make much of a difference, because if you don't have DLC 3, you don't have shopping free, but you also only have Shadows and the Giant, so what the fuck do you need shopping free for in the first place? Like, no one uses shopping free on the Shadows or the Giant. Then with, like, most of the other things, BO4 took something that BO3 did right and made it worse, because everyone loved the gobblegums, so why not fuck them up? But seriously, everyone loved the gobblegums, so why not just use them again? There was no need to change to elixirs. Plus, for storyline as well, if Dr. Monty made the gobblegums, why the fuck did he make elixirs as well? You could put 4 on your class and activate them whenever you want. It just didn't seem as OP though, because of the specialists and the fact that perks aren't as good as what they used to be. So why bother with perkabolics? I never really used them, so I don't even care what they did. Number 2, the buildables. In World at War and Black Ops 1, there was no such thing as finding parts scattered around the map and then taking them to a buildable bench and creating either a shield or wonder weapon. That was introduced in Black Ops 2, and Black Ops 2 Victus maps had quite a few interesting traps you could build, like the head chopper and the trampoline, as well as it introduced shields, and now almost all zombie maps going forwards uses shields. First they were standard, just put it on your back and then you have protection, and you never really use them to attack because that's too risky, plus they don't give you points. Black Ops 3, the shields were made to be more offensive with the rocket shield and the dragon shield. The dragon has definitely been the most OP, by the way. It was like a thunder gun. It was amazing and probably saves your ass more than the Raygun Mark III, to be honest. Not only that, BO3 also had buildable specialists like the Ragnaroks, the Skull and Ansat Wheel, the Gauntlet of Fried Rice. You don't have to literally build all of them at a bench, but there's still the process of finding the parts and putting them together to get something. It just added a shitload more complexity to maps like Zetsubo. They take fucking forever to get fully set up because of the amount of shit there is to find. You can literally judge a map based on the inventory of shit you need to find. Now in Cold War, you have buildable benches to get streaks, armor, and loads of equipment from them that you buy using salvage that the zombies drop, which is all so overpowered, by the way, and is another reason why Cold War Zombies is so easy. Finally, the Pack-a-Punch. Like the perks, the Pack-a-Punch has been there throughout almost the entirety of the zombies' lifetime, and in every other version of it. But there's a big difference between them, though. The perks help you survive a lot easier, but no matter what, the guns you have are what's going to take you far. You could be on round 50 with all perks, but no ammo in your guns, you're not going to get anywhere. The Pack-a-Punch is the only way of making your guns better. The first 3 maps were so much more difficult than every other map for getting high rounds, because there was no Pack-a-Punch. Except for those fuckers on Shinonuma who got like round 10,000 because there was only 24 zombies per round, plus an infinite damage wonder weapon. Some guns turned special. You know, some guns that weren't full auto became full auto, like the Black Ops 1 M16. The starting pistols became dual-wield grenade launchers. The ballistic knife could revive down players by shooting them, and the Black Ops 1 crossbow could be used as a monkey bomb with a shitload more ammo. And some guns just have iconic names, like the Galil becoming the Lamination, or the MP40 becoming the Afterburner, or the PPSH becoming the Reaper. By the way, I prefer the name Grim Reaper in BO3. It just sounds way stronger and more fitting for something that rapes as hard as the PPSH. Just think of every high round though. Every game you got to round 30 just about. Those never would have happened without the Pack-a-Punch. And a map can be judged heavily based on the process to unlock it, like Shadows of Evil. It was hated at first because getting the Pack-a-Punch felt like completing the Easter egg. Some maps you had to do a lot, some maps you had to do fuck all. BO2 introduced double papping, but all that did was change or add some attachments to your guns. BO3 is where double papping was properly introduced, giving us elemental upgrades on weapons to give them infinite damage, alternate ammo types, like Firebomb or Thunderwall. These upgrades can wipe out whole hordes with one activation, which was completely random. Now you can go from just barely getting to round 30 to just barely getting round 50 or 100. It was possible. Something that would never have been possible if the Pack-a-Punch was never a thing. BO4 completely fucked it though. You have to Pack-a-Punch one single gun 5 fucking times just to get it to its max damage potential. Like, the great thing about the Pack-a-Punch was just one upgrade and it pretty much max damage potential. But now Treyarch was just like, yeah, it's a bit too easy now. We can't be doing that. We can't be doing things like that now. BO4 also had the elemental upgrades, but what the fuck is the point of having them on the first 3 double upgrades? You're going to get rid of them just to buff up your damage. Tag the Totem was the only map to have normal Pack-a-Punch, but even then it wasn't accessible enough considering it's a feature that has been a standard part of the game for 8 fucking years. And in Cold War, you have the alternate ammo types as well, which you can upgrade and actually choose choose yourself instead of it being random. They also made it so you could triple pack. One upgrade does a damage buff, then upgrade it twice and it buffs it up even more, and then you triple pack it and it's at its max damage potential. This is better than BO4s, yes, but it's still stupid expensive. The difference is that Cold War is a lot easier and the guns don't all suck massive amounts of dick. Literally, think of every map you ever played and think how much harder they would have been without the Pack-a-Punch. The Zombie Chronicles maps on Beard 3 that doesn't have it became way easier because you could use all the Pack-a-Punch gobblegums like wall power and crate power and shit like that. But that is what I think are 5 best innovations in all of zombies. If you disagree, then let me know why, because I'm interested. And remember to like, because if you don't, then I'll kill myself and you'll have to think about how you didn't take 2 seconds out your day to save my life.